Gotta love Shimano products.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano. Have my Shimano hat here.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano. Shimano bag right here.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano.
Shimano rules. Just using my new Shimano Convergence I picked up on the weekend. So, hey, that's a bonus.
Gotta love that new Shimano Symetra RH.
Gotta love Shimano.
Gotta love Shimano. Show off your Shimano pliers.
You gotta love your Shimano. Oh, what I say?
Always gotta love Shimano. Got my Shimano 2500 HG FX right here.
Shimano rules. Fish on, guys.
Evening, Mike. How you doing?
That is some slick editing on that Shimano CFN fish off video right there.
I couldn't agree more, dude. It makes me proud every time I see it and every time we get to share it, because it does exactly what I've been hoping to do with the creation of CFN, is building a fishing community that is worthy of putting videos like that together. And to all those who are in it and participate, you're the reason we do this.
You know what's cool? I was looking at the tags. I saw Newfoundland. I saw Alberta. I saw Nunavut. I saw Ontario. I saw BC. Like, the whole country is in that video.
And Mike, I'll ask the obvious question. Would you have thunk that would have happened?
CFN fish off with 3 teams in Ontario expand to every single province and territory in the nation.
Yeah.
And a TV show on WFN.
No, that absolutely. I would have said you're using way too much of your product. Richard Dunlop's in the house. Bill Maftruck's here. We have a Facebook user who says, "Sup, wieners?" Ed McKenzie's in the house. How you doing, Ed? Corey joining us again. Nice to have you with us on day 2 of CFN Lives. CFN proud, absolutely, Richard. I couldn't agree more, man. I tell you, Bill, this is so amazing. You've come a long way. Well, just as you saw,
Bill,
we don't get here without surrounding ourselves with good people. And I am reminded of how great our people are in our CFN community on a regular basis. Because I don't know, as I said, they look after us. They let us know about things that we should know about, and what have you. So for all of you, you know what? Happy belated Valentine's Day. I love you all. I love you the most, Mike.
For those of you that are in the comments, we can only see the name in your comment if you allow StreamYard to use your Facebook profile. So all you got to do is go to StreamYard.com/Facebook and let StreamYard, like Richard, like Bill, like Ed McKenzie, like Corey, use your profile pic in the comments. So very easy. Just go to StreamYard.com/Facebook.
Yes, Richard, you were here day 1 too. Absolutely, I won't forget. And for those who are offended by me calling them a Facebook user, I apologize, but just as Mike mentioned, and we've shared it, I think, on 2 streams, CFN Fish Off page, as well as the Canadian Fishing Network. So it is what it is. I'm hoping that you guys can figure that out so that we know exactly who it is we're talking to, because we'd love to give you a shout out. We'd love to give you some love. Spread the love. You know how it is. Corey, just like CFN, has a very good fishing. Well, you know what, Corey? Being out on the West Coast and on the other side of the border, that means a lot, brother. Thank you very much for that, Corey. Mike, we have a very special guest with us today that we're going to get to, Dave Gillis, wishing I was fishing. But before we do, let's recap some of the stuff that happened this week. And maybe, do we look at the leaderboard? What do you suggest we do first, Mike?
Yeah, so tonight we'll look at the leaderboard. We have about 15 days. Actually, it's a short month. We have about 13 days left in the CFN Winter Fish Fest. So let's see where we're at, and then we'll have our special guests with us. And then after that, we do have some questions from the audience with regards to the ins and outs of using the MyCatch app, as well as how to enter a fish. So here is my screen right now. Let me just change the shape of it so that's a little bit bigger. So if you want to check out the scores, just go to cfnfishoff.com, click the Winter Fish Fest logo, and then right there is all the information, how to participate. If you want to view the standings, the link is here, just in case you don't know. But then they'll bring you right to the Anglers Atlas website. So let's check out the longest pike right here. Timber.
Timber Barrett. Holy smokes.
What is this? It's in centimeters, so I can't tell you how many inches, but if I were able to zoom in, I believe from memory, it's almost 40. We don't have a 40-inch pike yet, but this is in the high 30s, over 35.
100%. 100%. Let me find out, Mike, while we sit here. This is the best thing about Google. What is 104 point, what did he say? 104.8 centimeters in inches.
I'm saying 37 is my guess. What is it?
Well, I would never say you were way off, Mike, because you're always close every time you take a swing. But believe it or not, 104.8 centimeters is 41.25 inches.
Holy smokes! I didn't. The biggest pike that I approved was in the 30s. I didn't know there was a 40 on the board. That is massive. Just beat out Bill. Bill's at 94 centimeters, but look at the chunk on that fish.
Oof. Yeah, look at that girth. Holy smokes.
Yeah.
And if you weren't sure, Bill does a lot of, another fat. These are all Scotty Martins right here. Look at these.
Yeah. So this is the fattest. It's not the longest, but look how fat that is. That's fat too, but congratulations to Tim.
Wow.
We'll see if that holds up.
Unbelievable. Look at the Scotty on those fish, man. I tell you. Love it. Love it. Love it. Eating
Question
well.
for you, Scotty. Will Timber's fish win after February 28th?
Oof. Based on what we've seen in the past, Mike, I do know that there are bigger fish out there. A gentleman that we're going to be talking to shortly, Dave Gillis, might know a place where you can catch a bigger pike. Because let's face it, the province of Saskatchewan holds a lot of very large toothy critters, but make no mistake about it, there's some in Manitoba. There's a few lakes up in Alberta as well that could warrant a bigger fish. But I'm going to say, Timber, I like your chances, dude. That's a very decent fish, and you should be very proud of that, my friend.
Anything in the 40s? Definitely. All right, your favorite fish, Scotty. Let's check out Corey's walleye right there. You want to do the math?
Oh, man. I tell you, thank Lord for Google. Let's do this again, because we should probably have this as an app. What was it again, Mike?
71.8. I was talking to the My Catch people, and there's like, we're Canadian. Let's use metric. And I'm like, okay.
So I believe this was, we talked about this last week. That is a 28.25 inch fish.
28.25.
And I swear it's 32 inches wide.
I know.
Holy
Stephanie
smoke.
with a 66 centimeters. And then we got Michael with a 64. So question for you again, Scotty. Will we get a 30-incher on the board? As
the good Lord above is my witness, I guarantee you are going to see a 30-inch walleye before the contest is over. You will definitely see a 30-inch walleye. And Richard, if you could catch your 40 plus again, please enter it so that you can prove me wrong. But I like Timber's chances of holding up. Lots in Ontario as well. Yes, you're 100% right, Ed. But we seem to find that most of the big fish, Mike, am I wrong in this when it comes to the Winter Fish Fest? Usually come out west.
Yeah, outside of Ontario. So we will see. But you know what? Speaking about Ontario fish, I think this will take it. It is a 13-inch crappie. So in terms of all the sunfish submitted, and this was submitted pretty early, but I think Jason's 13-inch crappie will take it. Second place is Brandon's with a 12-incher, which is still a nice crappie. And then Michael Brandt with a 11 incher.
Wow. Love seeing the CFN fish off bump boards too.
Yep. So,
Wait a
Jason,
minute.
what do you think? Jason's going to take it?
I forgot that was J Dog's fish.
Yeah.
And he told the story. It's funny. He's told the story on live on how he caught it. And yeah, I don't know. Chances are, I think a bigger crappie might be caught. And that's a dude that, I don't have to tell you, that's a decent crappie. But
yeah, it is.
in Manitoba alone, not to mention here in Ontario, there are some big crappie. Sandy with wow.
What's interesting is that 13-inch crappie is an inch smaller than this 14. 14! Oh, man. 14-inch yellow perch, and it looks pretty stuffed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stripes, too.
I didn't actually realize that. Is there really 7?
7 stripes, dude.
Wow. That is a big one.
Oof.
Mark Wolf, have you seen his hut? This guy can live in this hut. That is amazing hut, Mark Wolf. And he has an awesome fish. Just a little shy of 13 inches right there. And then Ben Kirby with this is over a foot long. So some big perch on the board indeed. We got one more category, which is our open category. And of course, look at who we have on the top. Mr. Bill Landry. Burbot. Scotty, have you ate burbot?
I have once, only once. I didn't fillet it. I watched it being filleted because it is a bit of a technique. So anybody that does catch it, YouTube is your best guide, or hopefully you have somebody like I did close by that knows how to properly skin them. Because it's not really a fillet technique; it's more of a skinning. You got to yank it off. So if you ever hunted rattlesnake, this is just like it.
It is delicious. I've only had it once, but it was delicious.
So, and the reason they call it the poor man's lobster is because usually they eat it like lobster in the sense that it has the same texture as lobster.
It tastes like lobster.
Yeah. Well, listen, anything tastes good when you layer it with butter, but it's how we did it with the burbot, because that's what we were told, and it was delicious. Cut it into little cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Just boil it and then dip it in butter. That's what I was
Amen.
told. But yeah, these are all delicious fish, actually. A whitefish.
Yeah.
A laker.
Nice.
And this burbot. So that is the leaderboard. We will see what fish gets held up. But remember, not only do those 5 leaders win, but anyone who submitted a fish in any category, you qualify for some amazing prizes. And some of those prizes we're going to show you today.
We are, and we're going to continue to do this every Tuesday just to give a shout out and a pat on the back, and the kind of props that are deserved of our very generous sponsors. Rick Shaver from Devil's Rock, I saw his message just come up here. He's willing to give up some stuff, so we'll try and get you on here again, Rick. We've got Brown's Angling, who I've been dying to get on here. They sent a big box of stuff that's over here. And who else am I missing? True North, who we had on last week. We've as I said, dude, there's an outpouring right now, and we can't thank you enough. But without further ado, what's this? I would love to upload a video if I actually caught a fish. Here's the thing. Jeanette, you're in the same class as Mike and I when it comes to catching fish. So 2022, I guarantee you've caught more fish than Mike and I have.
Well, I could flip that, and I wish I could go fishing so I could catch a fish.
So there's that. Yeah, so there's that. But without further ado, let's bring in our very esteemed guest who runs an incredible program. Dave Gillis, how are you, sir?
Good, you?
Oh, dude, living the dream, as they say. Wishing I was fishing, I will say that. I'm sure Mike can attest to that.
Wishing I was fishing for sure.
Now, Mike, before we went on tonight, you said something that was very apropos You basically, every time you go on Facebook, you see that logo.
Yeah, it's like in my face all the time. So, Dave, for those that see the logo but don't know what Wishing I Was Fishing was all about, can you give us your elevator speech of what it's all about?
Well, it's basically I take a group of kids out of the city of Regina here that never had a chance to fish before. And we go out and we fish for the day, and they get a rod and tackle box, and hopefully they continue on fishing. And then I get a great group of volunteers like Walter and Lloyd, and I just get awesome guys coming out to volunteer.
I will say this, and I second that, and third that, and fourth that. The folks out in Saskatchewan, and our chapter in Saskatchewan, is a rare breed of people, very similar to Mike and I, yourself, David. They don't ask, they just assist, they just help. And especially in the province of Saskatchewan, it's an area that CFN has really grown. And I can't thank the Kelly Delormes, the Rob Alspatch, the Lloyd Bronts. I'm sure there's a bunch of Daryl's Nelsons, and of course our good buddy Walter, who has done a just fantastic job spreading the word. But this program, this event that Dave holds, is very special to me, as it is to his family, because really we watched it grow from the ground up, and we had a huge part in it, and it is a very, very proud thing for us to think about and know that we're a part of, that we're able to help an initiative like this succeed. And real quick, David, give us a background of how this was born, how you came up with the idea, because truly that is the remarkable part of this whole thing.
Well, basically, we lost our son in 2016. Oh, I lost you, Scotty.
No, we're still there. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, basically we lost our son in 2016, and 2018 at Christmas time, I was sitting there looking out the window wondering, there's got to be something that I can do to help these kids in the city, get them off the streets running around, get them away from drugs and all that other stuff. So I figured, well, maybe I'll go on Facebook. So I did, and I asked, anybody got old rods or tackle box kicking around in their sheds they don't want to use, donate them to me. I'll clean up the rods and reels, and I'll give them to some kid who can use it. I'll take them out fishing for a day. After that, I'll let him keep whatever he uses, and hopefully he continues on fishing. And with that being said, that's when I met you, and things just took off, and it blew up. And all of a sudden, I wound up with 42 kids on the first year, 2019, August 3rd. We had 42 kids from Big Brothers Big Sisters come out, and we had a blast. We fished for 4 hours, and we had a big barbecue. And yeah, we had a great time.
Love it.
I know for sure, one of the mothers that was there, she tells me they still go fishing all the time. They go to visit relatives in BC. He brings his fishing rods, and away he goes. So that's
know what I love about it, Dave, is I do a fishing program too, but with yours, they walk away with tackle and a rod so they can continue the fishing after that first initial introduction. And that is amazing. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. And then I ended up getting a hold of a guy in Ontario there from Rapella, and he offers me an awesome deal on fishing rods for the kids. So I deal with him now, and I buy new rods, but I still take tackle donations. And I got like that River Reaper out of Ontario there. Scottie hooked me up with him last time. He sent me some of these fancy bobbers that flash. I still got a bunch of them, so
there's still more to come, David. If you need them, there's still more to come.
Oh, these will be going into this year's event too. I got a hold of him the other day, actually, and I told him I'm going to be handing them out. Any kids that I see out fishing, I'll give them a bobber. So.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Love it. Love it.
Well, one of the prizes that our CFN Fish Off participants, I have just opened the bag, and I will make sure that I share this. This will be hopefully for a son and daughter, or a daughter and father, but it is a matching pair of Wishing I Was Fishing t-shirts. We have a small for the youngin, and we've got a Scottie size for the adult. So, Dave, thanks so much for that. Plus, there's some stickers that we will add to your package. We are constantly, as I said, Mike, we're constantly having prizes show up. Kevin Lowen reminded me of $100 that he sent over in the last fish off. So, I mean, there's lots of packages that we're going to somehow divvy this all up and make it awesome, make it epic, make it unique. And we're looking forward to seeing who gets to take home some of these coveted prizes.
Yeah. And it's all free, which all you got to do is go fishing, submit a fish, and it's all free. But yeah, thanks, Dave, for providing those prizes and telling us the story. I know we always love to hear fishing stories, but this is a heartfelt fishing story. So thank you for sharing that.
And
Dave,
remember, if you want to buy one of these fancy shirts.
Yes, the Fish Whipped apparel and our good friend Babs, who puts those together. But before you go, Dave, just in case anybody wants to get involved or help out or provide tackle or even some time, because I'm hoping this event is going to happen this summer for you, where should they reach you?
They can contact me through Facebook, send me a message, and I'll answer anybody and everybody. And I'm planning on having a silent auction on Facebook here coming up either March or April, depends when I get my stuff in. And if anybody wants to donate for that, prizes are always welcome too. So.
Well, give a hug to your special Valentine, Sarah. We miss her as well, but just keep on keeping on, dude. You are the real deal, my friend.
You too. Thanks, guys. Nice seeing you again. Nice meeting you, Mike.
All right.
Peace.
Nice to put a face to the name for sure, and to the logo. So
right, Mike. As I said, I'll never forget when he told me about the story, and there wasn't a dry eye in the room when he mentioned it. So it's an honor that CFN can be a part of something so cool as Wishing I Was Fishing. Now, I would assume you're probably going to want to get to some questions.
Yeah, let me just open my phone here, and some of these questions will require me to open the app to show people around. So let me just open my phone, but we don't have to show it now. But people have been, I'm getting comments left, right, etc. 1, thank you for putting on the Winter Fish Fest. 2, oh man, it's just adding so much fun to me and my family's catches. And 3, sometimes there's technical questions or how-to questions, and we're going to answer some of those today. But you know, Scottie and I are always saying, as long as we're putting on these tournaments, it'll always be free and there'll always be opportunities because of our amazing sponsors to win some free fishing stuff. And what people are saying is, it's not just me, it's my whole family that can get involved. And there's a message here, whenever we can get the new generation of kids fishing, that is always a good thing. And that's definitely one of the things that we preach in all our events, whether it's submitting your kids' fishes or in the CFN Fish Off. You know, all your kids' catches can count towards your team score. The more ways we can get kids fishing, the better.
Amen. Question 1, Mike. If I'm fishing where there is no cell service, can I still use the MyCatch app to enter a fish?
Very good question. So you might be in a zone for whatever reason, has no cell service. The MyCatch app will still open on your phone, and you'll still have all the functionality. Take a measurement picture, take a release video, take a hero shot. All the functionality of the app will still function regardless if you have cell signal or not. And then when you drive to a location that finally has cell signal, that information will be automatically uploaded to the back end of the MyCatch app. So easy peasy. You don't even have to do anything. Just use it as if you have cell signal. Then once you have cell signal, it'll all get uploaded, and then our judges will get a notification, and then we can verify your catch.
And just so everyone knows, that was one of the biggest features. I would say it was number 3 in terms of why we love this app. Because, as I said, you don't necessarily need cell service in order to enter a fish. As Mike just mentioned, as soon as you do get into cell coverage, it will upload for you. So definitely a user-free, user-friendly application. So, yeah, no, that's awesome. All right. Unless there's a question, let me go to the comments. Not entering. I want to see it flooded with. Yeah, absolutely, Mike. I'm with you. Our second question is another popular one. If I'm fishing with my family and we all want to enter, how do we do that with the MyCatch app? Do we have to, as you mentioned last week, Mike, do we have to have separate logins? Does everybody have to sign in to the MyCatch app?
Yeah. So let me comment on Mike Howard's comment. Mike, there's a lot of people that are entering, and if we spin that wheel and it lands on Mike Howard, a lot of times people say, you know what, give my prize to a kid. So definitely, if you're out fishing, download the app, enter your fish, and if you end up winning, you can always donate it, because that allows the community to share in other people's catches. Because we want to see your fish, Mike, and we want to see what you catch and how big those catches are, because it adds to that community conversation. And then if you end up winning a prize, just donate it back, and we can make sure to designate it towards a kid. And so that relates to this question here. And I will, Scottie, if we open my phone on the page.
Okay.
So let's say I'm going out. I got 2 daughters with me. I need to make sure that I'm registered on the Anglers Atlas website as a user. I have to make sure Chase, my daughter, is registered as well. And then Summer is also registered. So the 3 of us will have 3 individual accounts. And then when I go to the MyCatch app, it looks like this. And then I'll update it later. This is where I enter my fish. And we did this last week. So let me go. I'm just going to press plus. Right now I'm logged on as me. So if I'm going to enter a northern pike, then I would just click northern pike. And then I'm not going to go through it because we went through it last week. However, now let's say Chase catches a yellow perch. Right now, on the bottom right-hand corner, you see it's MC, my console. So I just got to click that. And I need to log out. So on the top right, it says settings. So I'm going to click the top right. Let me show you again. Top right, there's a little gear there. I'm just going to click settings. And then I'm going to log out. It says there in green, log out. So I'm going to log out, and then I'm going to log back in with Chase's account so that she can enter her perch. And then if Summer catches a crappie, and we want to put it under her name, I just have to log out of Chase's account and log in with Summer's account info. So they are trying to build it in a way where you don't have to log in and log out, but as of right now, make sure you are logged into the proper account. Make sure everyone has an account so that you can have multiple entries for you and your family members.
Great explanation, Mike. Hopefully that is straightforward to everyone watching. It is to me. Now, Mike, the only question I have with this, does it still work even if you don't have cell coverage? Can you still log in and log out on the various profiles?
Yep, you can log in and log out because it'll record it under whoever's profile you're logged into.
Great question, Jeanette. This was something that I did see come up before. Were you able to use the same email, or did you need to create emails for the kids to register them?
That is a good question. Let me ask. I actually don't know the answer to that. So
Okay.
Let me ask if that is possible. Because I know
Jeanette,
there's young kids out there that might not have.
Atta girl.
Yeah, there's young kids out there might not have an email address. So let me ask you about that.
Right on. I'm going to put a star beside that because that is a great question that we are definitely going to get the answer to. Now, question 3. Do you want me to still share the screen?
Don't depends on the question.
Okay. Question 3. I don't think you need the app for this or the screen. I haven't registered yet. Can I still submit a fish and participate?
Yeah, totally. The Winter Fish Fest is happening all the way until the last day of February, February 28th. And so registration is still open. If you went out on the 28th to go fishing, all you have to do is either on the 27th or before you catch a fish on the 28th, go to Angler's Atlas, create a profile, download the app so that when you do catch a fish on the 28th, you can submit it through the app. The only way you can submit a fish is through the app. So any fish you catch between now and the end of February, as long as you have the app, then you can submit it. But you can't submit it unless you download the app. So
Amen.
You could still participate even if you haven't registered yet. You could register up until the last day.
Brilliant. And as I said, in true Red Handle fashion, you can win on the last day.
And if you don't know what Scottie's talking about, go watch the CFN Fish Off Season 1 on YouTube.
Amen. Amen. Question number 4. Do I need to upload my video entry on Facebook as well?
All right. Good question. I think this is the last question as well.
I promise it's the last question, Mike.
All right. Let's go to the app.
Okay.
So here's the app. To enter a fish, I'm going to press plus, and let's pick walleye. I'm going to take a photo, and I'll take a photo of that because that's what my camera's aimed right now. But yes, I accept the photo. Remember, you can take 2, 3, 4 photos. Once you get it right, then press submit. Say the fish flopped, take another photo. Say you realize the fish's nose is not on 0, take another photo. But we want to, try to put the fish in the water as fast as possible. But make sure you get a good photo.
Or in case you find a freakier toilet than Mike just took a picture of.
Now, when you get to this spot, like right after you submit a fish, click add a release video. So now I have my phone and I could take a video of me either releasing the fish or holding the fish. And in that video, you're going to say the code. My catch is, let me point it at myself. There we go. My catch is helping fishing research. So I'm going to film that video. Okay.
Mike.
Hey, look at the studio in here. People don't know what it actually looks like in here. So I'm going to film that video. After I film that video, here we go. I'm filming it right now, and I'm going to do the peace sign on the video. Done. I'm going to say yes. And I'm not going to take a photo. I'm just going to have, so it shows you right there. I have the measurement on the left, that photo, and I have a 4-second video on the right. And I'm just going to press save on the top right-hand corner, and I'm done. Now, here is the answer to the question. This photo and this video are automatically in your camera roll on your phone. So all you got to do, go to Facebook, go to CFN Fish Off on Facebook, and upload that video. You can go ahead and upload the photo as well. But that video, once you upload it to Facebook, it qualifies you for our category draw, and it also qualifies you for our grand prize draw. So if you don't upload it to Facebook, we don't get your entry. We get your entry in terms of your species, your length, and your photo, and that all goes towards the app. But in order to qualify for the category draws, we require you to go to Facebook and share those catches with the community. And to reward the community for sharing those catches, we have a whole bunch of draws, one for every category, plus our grand prize raffle draw.
Dude, you nailed it. Well done. Hopefully, as I said, nobody has any questions in regards to this. This is some pretty detailed and in-depth information for anyone that is participating that doesn't necessarily know what they're doing or aren't familiar with apps, or maybe like me, have taken a while to get used to a smartphone, Mike's done a fantastic job explaining this. There is still yet another great question. I tell you, Jeanette is on her game tonight. Can we still submit a fish if we didn't measure it?
Yep. So, some people are taking photos of them just holding it without measuring it, and that would qualify you as entering your fish on the app. And we would just put in a measurement of 0, and then we would say, yes, it's the right species. So let's say yellow perch. Yes, you caught it, but it's not measured with a 0. And then do the release video with the code, which is My Catch is Helping Fishing Research. Upload that to Facebook. Now, you won't win longest fish because you didn't measure it, but you have a ballot into that perch draw, and you have a ballot into the grand prize raffle draw. And the cool thing is, let's say you catch a perch, and then you catch a walleye, and then you catch a bluegill, and then you catch a burbot, and then you catch a northern pike. You get 1 ballot in each category. So now you're in 5 different draws. Plus, you get 5 ballots into the grand prize draw. So you got 1 ballot in each category draw, and you have 5 ballots into the grand prize draw. So try to fill up all the categories so that you can get as many ballots as possible.
Hopefully that explained out. I know there's a few folks probably out there that are saying, yeah, but Mike, I thought we had to use the phrase that pays in order to qualify our entry. In that case, is it true, Mike? You have to still do that?
You can only be eligible for all those draws if you do 2 things. 1, use the tournament code and upload it to Facebook.
Beautiful.
So that's the only way you can qualify for those draws. You might win biggest pike, which, right, did we say? It was 40 plus inches.
Yep.
You might win biggest pike because the app will record that entry as the longest pike. But you wouldn't be included in the raffle draws unless you upload your video with the phrase on Facebook.
Amen, brother. Well, listen, unless anybody has any other questions, Bill's got some great advice. Make sure your regs, make sure your slots, make sure of what's in season, what's not in season, because the last thing we want to see is anybody get in trouble. Obviously it is winter. You have ice and snow, so the smallest little blood is going to show up. So even with the best intentions of you wanting to release a fish, do yourself a favor and just brush whatever snow has a little bit of blood on it before you do take the video. But if you are well within your regs to keep fish, by all means, we're not trying to discourage folks from doing so. Just wanted to make sure that if folks are looking to release a fish, it looks a lot better going down the hole when there's no blood around it.
One question from Tony. CFN Fish Off hoodie. So this hoodie right here, look at that awesome embedded logo. And then also at the back, I got a video from the manufacturer, and they are stitching. They're actually being made. They're not just
right now?
Yeah, they're not just like there's a whole bunch of black plain hoodies. They're actually making the hoodies. So Tony, I think by the end of the month, Scotty and I should have them in our hands, and then we have to sit down and ship them out. So stay tuned, but the process is being way faster than I thought.
Amen. Right on, Mike. As always, dude, thanks so much for joining us and spreading some knowledge, answering some questions, and just being you, dude.
Kevin Lowen, I see you're here. Where's your fish, buddy? I need to see your fish and your army of Lowens.
Right on, brother.
Hey,
listen,
and Kevin, this is the first time you'll probably be using that app. We want your feedback because you've helped judge in the past. So we want your feedback in terms of how easy it is to use the app.
Right on, brother. All right. Well, you take care of yourself. And for all those who love to see our next gen CFNers, here's a video that was put together by Steve Shaw. If you can't get enough of young kids fishing, this might do the trick. Mike, take care. Dave, thanks so much for joining us. Wishing I was fishing, and we will see you next Tuesday with some more guests, some more generous sponsors, and we will answer even more questions. Take care. Enjoy your week.